Okay, I'm just going to do a quick yoga hack video for you, all about posture and using your strap. It might sound strange that you've never used a strap in this way before, but I promise you it feels amazing. If you don't have a strap, grab a dressing gown tie. That is going to be just as effective. So what we're working on here is trying to eliminate any of this slumping of the back whilst we're in our day-to-day life, but especially in our yoga, because we want this open chest so that we can breathe nice and freely, remembering that the diaphragm is a key part of our core. So if we're not breathing, we can't use our core effectively. So if you think about it, if in something as simple as our half lift, where we've got our chest nice and open and our shoulder blades pulling together, even with your hands onto your shins, a lot of the time I will see people rounding through their backs to try to get their hands on the ground, really pushing and straightening through their backs, but we're not really working anything. We want to keep this chest open, working the stability and the strength of our shoulders, the rotator cuff, and folding from the hip crease rather than folding from that back. So something like that is really going to benefit from this strap. So let's have a quick look. Okay, grab your strap. I've got a very long strap, so this helps a lot. Take it all the way behind you, and then have your strap, your dressing gown tie, so that it's equal distance both sides. Have it quite high up. And then take both of the straps over the shoulders. Watch out if you've got a D-ring, because it might hurt when you flick it back. So then we have our strap like so. You're then going to simply cross it over and then bring it all the way round the front. Really pulling it nice and tightly. Tying it at the front if it's just a dressing gown tie, or using this D-ring if you have a D-ring. And then pull it as tight as you want it. We don't want it to restrict our breathing, so just think about that. Okay, if you've got any excess, just wrap it around the back so it doesn't annoy you. And then I'm just going to show you a few of our poses that it's super helpful with. Okay. You might want to grab a block for our forward fold, because you are not going to be able to fold down as far as usual. So if we're coming into our forward fold, we want to think about a nice straight back and folding from these hip creases. So almost coming into this anterior tilt. If you're somebody that tends to hunch over like this, think about sticking that bum out, that pelvis drawing backwards and tipping forwards, and you're folding from these hip creases. In order to do that, we need to send the whole of the torso forward at the same time, rather than rounding through these shoulders and folding down. So this is going to help us keep the shoulder blades together. Hands onto the thighs. Inhale, lift up high, lift out of that block, crown of the head high, and then lean forward from the hip creases. Gaze over the toes so that you don't start to round through the neck. Keep the toes flexed. That is going to help the hamstrings lengthen. If the toes and the feet aren't flexed, the hamstrings can't lengthen. It's that reciprocal inhibition between the thigh muscles and the hamstrings. Keep inhaling, that length from the crown of the head down to the tailbone lengthens. And on the exhale, you're folding from the whole of the torso, using that movement from the pelvis from these hip creases. All the way back up. So that would be a very, very good start for you if you know you're somebody that starts to round your back. Another seated pose could be your Baddha Konasana, your butterfly, so soles of the feet together, knees wide. Still you can stay onto your block. Sitting up nice and tall again, exactly the same kind of feeling. And then on your exhale, the whole of the torso folds, and then you're folding from the hip creases again. It's just an external rotation. So we're lengthening through the back rather than rounding. And every inhale, see if you can lift out that block by drawing the crown of the head further forward and then folding from that torso. Inhale all the way up. Okay, let's look at some standing poses now. So let's come into our half lift. So like I showed you at the start, that rounding that a lot of people would try to do because they want to get those straight legs, they want to touch the ground. We're just going to have our hands on our shins. Whether your feet are hips width distance or toes together. And this strap is going to keep those shoulder blades pulling together. Now, we don't want to become reliant on this strap. We just want it to be used as a reminder. So don't let this strap do the work. Keep pulling the shoulder blades together. The weight is in the toes, so the pelvis and the ankles are in line. That is going to allow the hamstrings to lengthen because you've got this 90-degree angle of that ankle. Chest is nice and open here. And you're breathing. Inhale, come all the way up. Okay, so I hope that has helped you a little bit. Maybe you use this strap. Maybe you can use this strap with some of your students as well. But just be cautious that it doesn't become something that you rely on and you still work those muscles and work in towards the correct alignment within your body, however that looks for you. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down at the bottom. Click like and subscribe on this video. I'm going to get out of this corset now.